Hello, everyone. This is the Fitchburg Municipal Airport monthly commission meeting here at the Legislative Building on Main Street in Fitchburg. It's August 25th, 2021, 6:02. Members in attendance are, to my left, Richard Liberatore. To way left is David Genesi and myself, Clayton Raymond. And other members in attendance is Airport Manager Peter Kettle and Nick Ippolito from Gale Associates. So we'll get things started. First of all, we're going to start with previous month's minutes, including, if needed, special meeting minutes. There were a couple items as far as persons in attendance that I brought up, and we're going to change that. A motion to accept those minutes with that change.
I motion.
Second.
Vote, yes?
Aye.
Yep.
Second item, action items from previous minutes. Just give me half a second. Action items from last month's meeting. That first action item is minimum standards. Peter Kettle, is there any progress or comment?
There is. The minimum standards is a massive document. The last time it was published was in the late 80s. And this is it, look. It's enormous, but it's all printed with the old typewriter, so it's not on the system, it's not on Word. So Deb Silver, the assistant's been working aggressively on this. She's now got it all completed. So now it needs to be updated to the latest standards. And I don't really want to give a date of completion, but if we say by the end of the year, it will be done, because it's such a big document. And it will be in Word, so, you know, once it's done and it's recorded forever.
Yeah, I think it's over 20 years old now. I don't think another 3 or 4 months is going to matter.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. And once it's done, remember, it has to be approved by the City Council, and then it has to go to MassDOT and the FAA for final approval.
Commission approval first?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. FPA lease renegotiation for the coming year. I think it expires maybe in September.
It actually is payable from June. I discussed this with the chairman of the Fitchburg Pilots Association, and they agreed that they would go with the 2.2%, so they've already paid their back due up until the 1st of August when I've implemented it for everybody else. So it's good to go, it's all agreed, it's all signed.
Okay. Third action item, hangars 2 and 3 roof. We were trying to get some specifications so we could send an RFP out to have the roofs sealed on hangars 2 and 3.
That was completed. It's now with the Chief Procurement Director, Mary Delaney, and it will be issued by Monday of next week.
Great. Item 4, airport fence. I believe we were waiting for a traffic accident report so we could move on with some kind of signage or rumble strips.
We are waiting for the accident report. We got one from the police department and they said there weren't many accidents reported. No, they weren't. Cars went into the fence and knocked it down and then backed out and just left without reports. So there's a lot missing there, but Nick Erickson's currently the acting commissioner of the DPW. And he said that the way to go is with the rumble strips and with signage along the fence to give better vision of the cars when they actually come up. So that's in hand. Hopefully we'll have another report by the end of well, by the time we get to the next commission meeting in September.
Okay, thanks. All right, that concludes the action items. Item 3, correspondence to the commission. I did not receive anything.
We haven't had any.
Okay. Item 4, Gail, Nick Ippolito, review of ongoing work. Nick, the floor
Good
is
evening.
yours.
Okay. So Gale Associates is administering 2 projects on behalf of the Airport Commission, the first being the Runway 1432 project. We've been coordinating with D.W. White to prepare a cost to perform the additional grounding work necessary to meet FAA standards for electrical resistance to ground on the PAPIs, reels, and several of the guidance signs. At this time, Gale is still waiting for a fee proposal from D.W. White. We went back and forth with them earlier this week to try to figure out what cost they would propose, and they wanted to do it on a time and materials basis, and by their estimation it was somewhere between what Gale had estimated and about $20,000 more than we had estimated. So for that reason we did not permit them to do it on a time and materials basis. We'll be proceeding either at something that's fair and reasonable in relation to Gale's estimate, or we will contract with a separate contractor to get the work done for a reasonable price. Aside from that, all other work has been completed and the grant is ready for closeout once we finish up this change order work and file the final reimbursement. That still leaves the outstanding invoice for the repairs from the lightning damage that happened last August. The FAA has deemed those costs to be ineligible for reimbursement under the grant, and in Gale's opinion, these repairs should be the responsibility of the contractor because the grounding system did not meet FAA specifications for the resistance to ground, so they were not properly protected. That is everything that's happened in the past month in a nutshell. Any questions on the runway project?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
The monies to upgrade the grounding for each, for the nav aids,
Yes.
that cost, is there money already appropriated for that in the project?
There are underruns from the construction that will absorb those costs, yes. So no further appropriation from the city is expected, and the grant should be able to cover everything else.
And what if it goes $20,000 more than you think?
I don't foresee that happening.
Yeah.
The materials necessary to complete the work as we've designed it only cost about $6,000.
Yeah,
So in my mind, adding in labor should not result in exceeding anything to that magnitude. I believe there's about $100,000 left in the grant.
oh, wow,
So,
Yeah.
Again, we have to determine it to be a fair and reasonable price in
Yeah.
order to authorize them, so.
yeah, no, I understand, I just, we want to get it done sooner than later.
And that is
But
a
I don't wanna spend
conversation,
more
so
than that.
I've started communicating directly with the prime contractor instead of talking with the electrical contractor. And they are aware that if something doesn't happen in short order, the city has the right to assess liquidated damages.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the runway project? Okay, moving on, and I apologize if I misspeak because the next project is not in my wheelhouse. It is the master plan update. So the scoping meeting has already taken place. That was on January 14th. The grant has been issued, and the contract between Gale and the city of Fitchburg was signed on July 7th, 2021. And Peter, I know you're looking for a copy of that. It was circulated via DocuSign. If you do not have it, I already spoke with Matt, and he said he would get it to you first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
Okay. So the inventory of the existing facilities took place today. Jackie Marks from our office came up to the airport and worked with Peter to go around and get an inventory of all your existing facilities. In the background, we are working on chapters 1, 2, and 3. Chapter 1 is the introduction, chapter 2 is the existing facilities, and chapter 3, I don't recall, that may be the forecasting chapter, but I apologize. Again, this is more of a planning effort, and I'm on the engineering side of the house. So nothing to report other than they should have chapters 1 through 3 ready to present to the commission at next month's meeting. Any questions I can hopefully answer on the master plan?
We're all set.
Okay. And then under other items, the airport's annual CIP meeting with Mass DOT and FAA will be held virtually on Thursday, August 19th at 1:30 p.m. Mass DOT will be forwarding a meeting invitation to the airport shortly. I'm not sure if you've received that yet or not.
Sorry, Nick. I think that should be September, shouldn't it? Because we've gone past the 19th, it's the 26th
September,
today.
yes. I apologize for that. September 19th at 1:30 p.m. In addition to that, Gail is preparing Mass DOT pre-applications on behalf of the City of Fitchburg Municipal Airport for the following projects. One, the installation of a backup generator capable of powering both the admin building and all of the airfield facilities. We're preparing an application to apply for funding to modify the new tank system to allow for bottom loading of fuel using the airport's refueler truck. And we are also working on 2 other applications to replace 2 hangar doors and then hangar roofs for 4 of the hangars. Those should be coming to the Airport Commission for signatures. It's just a pre-application, so all of the costs are estimated. And then we will have you sign that, send them off to Mass DOT, and then they can program their ASMP budget accordingly.
Okay.
We usually hear about approved projects sometime around November. That would allow us until June 30th of next year to complete the work.
So you're going to send that to Peter and I?
It will be to both of you. I think there's a signature line for both manager
Okay.
and commission chair.
Okay, good.
Any questions on the other items?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Item 1, the installation of a backup generator capable of powering the entire airport. Does that include FACT 57 hangars and Bullock hangar and also FPA Co-op hangar?
All of the city-owned airport facilities.
Okay. Okay, I'd just like to make that clear in the minutes, please. The city-owned. Okay? Thank you.
Good point. Thank you.
Nice try, Peter. Gonna need a bigger generator.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're all set, right?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Item 5, Fitchburg Pilots Association, update for September Young Eagles event. Peter, or did you hear anything?
Yes, I did. That's the only thing that's on the agenda, and basically the commission approved that at the last meeting, I believe, or the meeting before.
Yes.
But my question was, as COVID's got worse, do we need to do anything about COVID at the event? Do they have to wear masks? And I actually put that through to Steve Curry, the director of the Board of Health, and I did that this morning, so I didn't get an answer yet. But I believe that everything will be in accordance with what's happening with COVID.
It's an outdoor event, right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is, but it's not outdoors when you're in an aeroplane with 4 people.
Right. Huh?
So that was the reason, okay?
Yeah. So the parking lot at the airport, that's considered a city public space?
It is,
Yeah. Okay.
it is.
Item 6, a new business. Sub-item A, crew car.
Good news,
Peter.
good news and bad news. The
All
bad
right.
news is that the gentleman that offered us the crew car lives in, I think I told you all the last time, he lives in Vermont, and he's actually given it to a Vermont airport instead of Fitchburg. The good news is that the mayor has actually got us a car, a Jeep, from excess vehicles at MART, and it's already allocated to us, and at the moment they're getting the insurance on it, and it could be with us tomorrow. It's either, I know this, it's either a red one or a blue one. And I was asked which one we wanted, and I said, I don't care about the color, just give us the best one. So
There you go.
Peter, your answer should have
The
been
most reliable one.
Should have been red there.
Should have been red.
no, I don't care.
Most reliable.
Well, that is good news, yeah. We've needed that for quite some time.
Right.
Yeah. Item B, it's under new business, Brazilian rodeo and concert. It's already
That's for the yeah.
gone by. How did it go?
No. This is the rodeo and the concert.
There's an
not
up
the
and
booty
Coming,
call.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the new one. That comes down a little bit further down.
Okay,
But I just wanted to show the Commission what's involved, the work that we at the airport have to do, and that's showing you the plan with the new area that's identified with the, I guess you'd say, orange. It looks like orange on the print, doesn't it? That's a 6-foot-high fence all the way around, and then the dotted line fence is a 4-foot-high fence. So the stage and the bull ring are going to be within that 450 by 300 feet fence area. And the actual stage is at least 1,000 feet away from the centre line of 3214. So we've really satisfied what the FAA are looking for in terms of safety with an operational runway and airport whilst the event's on. And then you've got all the approval sheets that have to be identified with the safety and security event plan after that, together with the COVID regulations that the contractor, Ipanema, is doing. And if you like, I could just briefly go over what happened at the Beautico Boston meet with Gustavo Lima. We were experiencing or anticipating around about 5,000 to 6,000 people. We had 8,000 people attend. It went really, really well with no incidents whatsoever. Debbie was in the command post with the fire, MEMA themselves, just looking at the camera that was 40 feet high, looking at everything that was going on. It ended maybe a quarter of an hour late. We were supposed to have ended at 8:30. We ended at 8:45. And then we had the boom boxes in the cars.
Yeah.
So I called Debbie the Debonator, because she went out with the police, the security guys that were there, and actually got all the boom boxes shut off. So it ended up nice and quiet. There was no incidents, absolutely nothing. And in terms of what we got out of it, there was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right?
5 days.
For cleanup,
Yeah.
$2,000 a day,
Yeah.
$10,000.
Okay.
But we negotiated an additional 8,000, so that's 18,000. And we also got what did you call it, Debbie? A donor? A donation. We got a donation of another $3,000. So we got $21,000 for that one event.
well, that's terrific.
And
Yeah.
he's coming back in October.
He's coming back in September.
September. About the
Yeah.
20th.
Not to that magnitude.
No, but it'll be at least 5,000 people.
Oh,
So
really?
it could be 6,000 or 7,000.
Yeah.
Did he use the same format as
No.
we see here? That was different?
No. This one is less than the other one.
Okay.
This one's less than the other one. And I had a different schematic out at that time as
All right.
well.
And just to be clear, this Brazilian rodeo and concert is different from Ipanema Productions.
Absolutely, because there was just one singer, Gustavo Lima. Gustavo Lima's net worth himself is $70 million. He's the number one singer in Brazil. It was viewed by over 1 billion people. 1 billion people, not a million, 1 billion people. And he has a following himself of 44 million people.
Okay.
He's a star, he's a superstar.
Could be bigger next year.
And you know what they had on the bottom of all the videos that they've sent out? Held at Aeroporto de Fitchburg. So we are now known around the
advertisement.
world.
It's great.
It's a massive, massive good thing, I believe, for the city.
Does Carlos also oversee this event?
Is he what, sorry?
Does Carlos also oversee the rodeo, or is?
He's doing this one and the next one in October.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
He does all these events. He's the promoter.
He's been doing it for a while.
Yeah,
He's
4
well-
years now, and he's
Just trying to figure out the correlation, you know?
Oh, yeah.
These are separate, are these the same?
very successful. He's a good businessman, but, you know, plays within the rules of the game, a lot of good work ethics. The people who work for him get a lot of respect for him. I think that's what makes things run so smooth with him, is
Absolutely.
they've got good communication, they've been doing this for a while, they've all been working together. I mean, and he comes out to the city, doesn't wait till the last minute, and he always reaches out to the city, you know, what do you want so we can make this thing more positive, and, you know, and he builds on it.
Yeah.
Every year, it just gets bigger and bigger. He's just a great promoter.
The airport just signed off our portion of this upcoming event today. It goes through all the different departments that are responsible, goes to MEMA, the police, everybody else, and we
And-
just signed off today.
You know, and I know in our master plan, we talk about, you know, taking care of our initial needs for the airport, and of course, that's number one. But, you know, if there's possibility of leaving some kind of land, some kind of turf, so these events can continue to prosper in the city, in our airport, and make some money for us, I'd like to see that, you know, worked within the plan, you know, in
No,
some way.
that's
because
true, but-
it's proven now how valuable.
It is, but just remember, we have an airport master plan being done at the moment.
Yep.
And once, if we get this, the RFP went out for the 7 to 9 hangars.
Yep.
That's going straight across the area where that Butico Boston one was done. So we actually told Carlos that next year, we may have 7 hangars here, but you've still got enough room on the other side until that land's developed and approved by the FAA.
Yep.
So maybe we've got 1 to 2 more years to go.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Richie, that, you know, it's tough to, you know, produce $25,000 to $30,000 worth of income on the airport. And this is a pretty neat and clean way to do it.
Yeah.
However, you know, aviation comes first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if the dollars mean this
Yeah.
is a better idea, so.
Non-aviation events. you know,
Right.
So, and that's why we had to do all this, to prepare for it, to
Yeah.
get it approved. So
Yeah, well, thank you for all that work, Peter and
Yeah.
everyone else, and Debbie. It's appreciated.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
So, Peter, in a previous meeting, we approved the dates for the rodeo, yes?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
Yes, we did.
all right. So we're good with that right at this
It's-
time?
it's the- I believe it's the 26th, because the Young Eagles is the 25th, isn't it? So, yeah, it's the 26th of September.
Okay,
Yeah, that last week.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then the next one, on the next one, there's going to be 3 major bands that are coming up from Brazil. And that's, again, an event maybe starting at 2 in the afternoon, going until 8:30 at
Yeah.
night. And it'll be in the same sort of area, and that's on October the 10th.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, I knew there
And
was
that's
one.
it for the year.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
it for the year.
if they're good with that 8:30 timeframe, and even if it spills into the 9 o'clock hour, as long as that's,
Oh, we were there, and we were patrolling.
No fallout for noise pollution or you know, neighbors complaining, anything
Nothing.
like that?
Neighbors, the city of Leominster.
Because I did see on social media,
There was a couple.
yeah,
There was a couple, but normally we get telephone calls. The mayor gets telephone calls, but
Right.
nothing this time.
that's great.
Nothing this time.
very good. Right, still in new business, item C, doors for hangars 2 and 3, roof for hangar 12 and 13, all lumped together in one item here. so.
Yes, mainly because all of these need finances to actually get the work done.
Yep.
But going through, I guess, basically the internet to try and find out if there are different opportunities for doors, we came across a folding door that works like a concertina, and it's approved by the FAA for hangars. So we contacted this particular company, it's called Fold Tight, and we asked them to give us a quote for hangars 2 and 3, because as you know, we're getting the roofs done on hangars 2 and 3 at the moment, or it's going out for RFP. And they came back saying, yeah, we can do you a door for those hangers at $10,000 each, compared to 2.5 times that, 25,000 if you get the hydraulic one.
Yeah.
We then got in touch with a construction company, and they're down in Connecticut. And he flew up yesterday to see us, and he gave us a quote of $30,000 to $35,000 to do the installation.
To install them. Yeah.
So I misrepresented or I misheard it. That was for 2. So I asked him to sharpen his pencil, and he came back this morning saying 28 for both. So 14,000 each plus 10, $24,000 for 2 hanger doors. It's unheard of, and that includes the installation. So this is what Nick was talking about earlier, that these you've got. I put these in your little package that I gave you.
Yep.
That's the quotation for the actual door that you've got, and this is the quotation for the installation.
This is right here?
Yeah, and when they send them electronically, which I think I already have, because Armand signed this, and there's a sign for an area for you, Chairman, and also for myself, and then it goes through to the FAA and just MassDOT Aeronautics all the way down there. So we'll get these off straight away, and you've got it. I'll send it to you electronically, Chairman. All right?
Yes, thanks.
And we can take it from there and get that done. So it's really what we're trying to do. We've got these two hangars, 2 and 3. They're around about 90 plus years old, but the foundation's good, the floors are okay, the structure's brilliant. It's just that the roof leaks, and that's where we're getting this coating to go on, with the RFPs going out, as I said, on Monday or Tuesday of next week. And then on hangars 12 and 13, there's also another document, the same, also for MassDOT, where Gail, Armand Dufresne, believes that we can get grants from MassDOT Aeronautic for this on the ASMP side of the business. So, which is really, really good. And we end up paying 20% of whatever the costs are. So we made $21,000 profit on the Boutico. That's going to pay for these 2 straight away if we get the grant. So we're going in the right direction.
So it was 10,000 for the purchase of the doors?
1 door.
1 door?
Yes,
Yeah.
for hanger 2 and 1
And then
for
the
hanger 3.
installation for both the doors is going to be 28,000?
Exactly. So for each door, each hanger, it's 24 grand.
24 for both?
Yes.
So the full tight's already FAA approved, you don't need
Oh,
to get
yeah.
it?
And they've got a wind resistant speed of 125 miles an hour, which is plenty for here. Plenty for here.
So whenever somebody tells me they have a door for 7 grand and the average door price is 14 grand, it raises a red flag.
Quality.
So I need to know what's going on.
I can tell you exactly. If you look at the ones where we've got the quotes for $20,000 to $25,000, they are electrically, hydraulically operated.
Okay.
So if you take, you're into that side of the business, Chairman Raymond, so if you take that out of the equation, it's going to come down to about $10,000 to $12,000.
So these are manual.
These are manual, and I've got a video that I can send to all of you, which I will. The guy goes up, sticks his key in the door, pushes it, it goes in, and then the whole thing, he goes to the other end and pushes it, and it just concertinas up.
Yeah, like an accordion.
It's on a track at the top, right? But there's no track at the bottom. It's an ingenious idea, because what they've got are these small rotating bearings on a pedestal sticking up about 3 inches with nylon around it. So the door itself rides on a channel over the top, not going down into the ground. So even in snow or anything else, you just pull the snow away, you can operate it. It's not going down into the ground, so it can't get built up and just lock the door. It's a really, really good idea.
That was my next question, is how weather tight are they?
How what, sorry?
Yeah, how weather tight
Oh, they are weather
I
tight.
said, yeah. I mean,
They are
it's-
weather
if
tight.
it Keeps
Yeah.
the snow and the moisture out, I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
But
mean-
remember, these are old doors.
Yeah.
They leak like a sieve at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're making the whole thing better until such time as we make enough money to invest in 2 brand new hangars.
Right.
So
So it's probably a better money spent going with a
Do
door.
it now.
that Maybe it won't last as long as a $30,000 door, but
Well,
They might.
they give a 15-year warranty on
They
it.
do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
I wish I could see one of these.
well, you'll see it when I send you the video, and I'll do that tomorrow,
Okay.
okay?
Anyone else?
No, that's good.
So basically, we're looking, could you have a vote on that we can move ahead on these two for MassDOT?
Yes, hold on. Was that part of what Nick was doing?
That's what Nick is doing. It was Armand Dufresne in Gale, and Nick's
Yeah.
just taken the responsibility over, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, if we need a motion to move forward with that, I would imagine it's going to be an RFP or,
It will be.
yeah, we're going to
Once it
request
gets
money.
approved.
So you want a motion to request monies from the city council?
From MassDOT Aeronautics.
Oh, they're going to pay for these doors?
This is what this is all about.
All 4 hangars?
But no, 2 hangars, hangars 2 and 3.
Okay.
And then hangars 12 and 13 are for the roofs.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, that's all
Yeah.
right? Okay?
Yes, so I will motion to move forward with that.
I'll
Yes.
second the motion to MassDOT.
And can we vote?
Aye.
3-0, so let's move forward with hangar doors for 2 and 3 and roof for 11 and 12, you said?
12 and 13,
12 and 13.
yes.
And again, that motion is just to
Just to proceed.
send it to
Yes.
with MassDOT?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
And then we'll need your signature I'll send them electronically, and I think you can electronically sign them. Or
okay.
maybe, does Gail have to send those out for electronic signature?
We'll send them for electronic signature to everyone except the
Okay, excellent,
has to sign.
Right.
excellent. All right, thank you, Nick.
Peter, do we still have the small maps of our plot of the airport with all the buildings numbered? I know we used to have some. I had one long ago, and I misplaced it. Could you email me another map that displays the buildings and the layouts of the airport?
No, I believe we've got it. Have we got
thought-
it, Debbie? I wouldn't know where to look, to be honest. But I mean, if you see that's got everything on it. That has everything on it at the airport. Hangar 1, 2, 3, the new admin building, the Pilots Association building, 12, 13, 1, 2, 3 up to 57T hangars, the Bullock hangar, and the FPA Cope.
So we just
They're
need
all on
somebody to
here.
number them for
Yeah, I
us.
just need someone to number them for me.
You need
I
what?
mean, I could drive down. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just that.
I mean, I
you know,
can
I'll be
take,
sitting in
look,
my office.
I can take that picture
Yep.
and I can put on what they are on each building.
That'd be really appreciated.
right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or when they seal the roofs of the buildings, they could put the number right in it.
Yeah.
Well, we had talked about
Make it simple.
actually renumbering all the buildings. I don't know if we pursued that. I think all the numbers were posted. At some point, there were
Oh,
some.
they're all on the doors.
Yeah,
They're
there
all
were
on
some
the
buildings that
actual
weren't.
buildings
Yeah,
numbers,
for the
yeah.
fire department,
They're all there.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple that weren't properly numbered, and I think it was all taken
But
care
you're retired now, so.
Right.
of. Yeah, yeah, we don't worry about that now.
Yeah, right.
Worry about bigger things.
All right, Peter, is that complete for the doors and hangers
Yes, sir.
and roofs? Item 7, old business. Item A, drone presentation. Looking for an ordinance for a draft from Vinnie still?
We await the ordinance, yes. Ongoing, I mean, it's ongoing.
Yes, it's ongoing. But that's so we can have the city hall approve an ordinance so that the police department can do what
Exactly.
we
Yep.
hope they can do,
Exactly.
yeah, okay. Item B, land access rental, Leominster DPW.
Yeah, again, we await Attorney Pusateri.
So the attorney has our input, he just needs to draw it up.
Exactly.
Okay,
I believe it's done, it just needs to be issued.
yeah, okay. Impanema Productions, item C.
September and October events
The,
are
yeah,
scheduled.
Yeah, we've done that
yeah.
now.
Yep.
Self-serve fuel farm, old business, I don't know why it's still on here.
Well, it is still on here until we get an aluminum ladder. The one that's supplied is glass fiber and aluminum,
Yeah,
and it's really, really heavy to lift from one wing to the other if you're filling fuel.
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of lady pilots around as well
yeah,
that aren't as structurally built as men, and it's very difficult.
okay,
So I spoke to the company that actually did the work for us, and they said they're going to look to see what the actual specification should be. And I said, look, if you don't get it, I said, we'll just go out and buy one.
yeah.
I'll get it from Lowe's or Home Depot
Yeah.
or something.
But for those same reasons, we got to make sure any ladder you buy at a Home Depot now is approved, but,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're just action item Peter on that, then,
Yes.
yeah. Item E, tie downs.
If you remember, we have one group of hangar owners in one area, the FPA Coop, that had their rental based on the tie-down price. And also, if we look at the number of tie-downs that we have on the airport, we have maybe 80 tie-downs on the airport for aeroplanes. We've got 6 planes on there.
Yep.
So the idea was to go out with a $50 fee for a monthly tie-down instead of $88.
Right.
We've got 6 planes out there, so 6 8's 48, so roughly $500 a month we were getting. Once we get, say, 10 people at the 50, that equals it. Then we put those down to the 55 as well at the same time. And we sent out the letter, and then this company came back saying, well, our lease is based on the tie-down, and I have a meeting with them. The first available time is something like the 27th of September, but we're going to have a meeting and go over, what we need to do to update their lease
Right.
to make it a proper lease based on square footage area and not on a tie-down rate. So that's planned. I might not have an answer at the next meeting, but the meeting after that, we will definitely have an answer.
So we have yet promoted the tie-down rate.
We have, sorry?
We haven't promoted the tie-down rate yet. We're still waiting for the plans to be made, the rental agreement to be
We
made.
haven't gone out, well, I withdrew it. I withdrew the letter at the $50.
Yeah.
Because once we've got the new rate agreed for hangars 58, 59 and 60,
Yeah.
then we can go back and reduce that price.
Okay.
So,
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay, update on the RFP for the 7 to 9 hangars that we sent an RFP out for development.
we did. We had a lot of phone calls for the people that are interested saying, Peter, this is a holiday period for us. We're not even in the country. Would you please get an extension on this to take it from, I believe it was the 26th of September out to the 7th, of August, out to the 7th of September. And we spoke with Mary Delaney, and that's now done. We've got the extension, so they will come back to us by that time, the 7th of September.
I just had one comment on that. We're asking individuals to sign a, 40 to 60 year lease. We're asking them to shell out $500,000 or more, and we only gave them initially like 14 days to send in their proposals. That just doesn't make sense to
But
me.
that's the Massachusetts procurement standard.
It is, huh?
Yes, and Mary's following what the standard is.
Yeah, well, I was just curious about that. It just
Yeah,
seems
no, it's
absurd.
standard. It's a standard for any RFP.
Okay.
Oh.
I knew there had to be a reason, whether good or indifferent. I figured there was. Hangar 10, new door.
Yes, at last we have the RFP about to be published. That should be published by the end of next week as well, on the new door.
And that's going to be a traditional door.
No, that's a hydraulic door.
Yeah.
In other words, it's not the,
It's not the
Fold
fold
type.
No, no. But actually, yesterday we showed Joe Nagel. I sent him the video. I said, "What do you think to this?" "Well, that's great." I said, "Would you be interested?" "Yes." So we'll let the RFP go out. They can put in their bid with the fold type door. And if it's acceptable to everybody, we don't have to go with the hydraulic door just because it says something similar to.
Right.
So it can
Yeah,
go out to the
he's the
same bid.
tenant in Hangar 10.
Sorry?
Nagel is the tenant in
He's the
Hangar 10.
subtenant.
Yeah,
Yes,
subtenant, yeah.
yes.
Very good. Minimum standards, we kind of, that was already in action
Yeah, we
items.
touched- yeah, because- yes.
Old business?
Yes.
Yeah, checked. Financial review, approval of commitments or abatements of any kind that we need to motion?
Well, no, just the commitments, that's all.
Yep,
You know, I'll sign those off as usual if that's okay with the commission.
yep. Executive session, we have no need for executive session, so none at this time.
no manager operation report? I missed that.
So which, oh, I don't see that, yeah.
The what, sorry?
Manager operation
No, I
report?
took it off because
Oh, you
I
did take it
always
off.
do
I
that
apologize.
within the meeting. I mean, if you want me to put it back on again and not talk about anything, you know, but very
No, that's like
observant.
Mr. Genesi.
Very
Sorry.
observant.
This
Very
works, Gal.
observant.
This works good.
I couldn't see the point of having it there because we do go over everything in the new and the old business, don't
Yeah.
we?
Fair enough.
So, absolutely.
I just want to make a small point that Attorney Pusateri and Deb Silver, the manager's assistant, is here this evening, so thank you for coming.
But may I make a request?
You
As
certainly
Attorney
can.
Pusateri is here, I answered on his behalf on A and B. Can we ask the attorney himself where we are with the ordinance and
Yes.
also the...
Well, if you think he's ready for questioning.
Well, I'm sure he is.
Mr. Pusateri, we have questions for you on,
Old business A and B.
an ordinance draft for the drone presentation.
I think it's filed. I think all decent and good and kind commissions and boards take the month of August off as vacation.
That's the second time I heard that today. It's like a bug.
So I do believe, and I forgive me because I'm just going to go off the top of my head. I believe that got filed, and I believe it's been as a petition. They have to send it to a committee. I think they're going to send it to Legislative Affairs, and they're going to vote on it.
Yeah, okay.
Once they approve it, then we have to file what's called an ordinance, and that goes through a process of 3 readings, which means 2 more meetings for us. So it's going to be, I think, a reasonable expectation for you to have would be end of October. But that's been
October?
filed, the ordinance has been finalized, so as soon as they approve it, it'll get refiled, and then it should just be end of October, I'm sorry. Your question? How long? Was it?
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
end of October.
Yeah, I mean, the question, I want to know that our part is moving forward, so,
It's in with city council.
yes. Item B was land access rental, some kind of an agreement with the Leominster DPW for a right-of-way.
That's with me. They were going to get plans to me. They got plans to me, and then it dutifully fell off my radar.
Okay,
So it wasn't until walking in the building tonight did it click in my mind that it's still left outstanding. So I will get back to that. If we wanted to, I mean, they can start if they have to. Because at this point in time, they're also going to have, I think both mayors are signing that document, so that it's going to have to go through both city councils.
so they're waiting on us to put
They're
a
waiting
pipe
on me.
in?
Yes,
They are.
that's
yeah.
with me. It's been with me for weeks, because I think he sent me I was waiting for him for a number of weeks.
Yeah,
for some
yeah.
plans. He got them to me,
Yeah,
and I said, okay, great. And then Deb Silva had some other problem, so I had to start addressing. No, it hasn't, it's not that I haven't been working on city business. I will
Yeah.
get back to that.
I think that was it, Vinnie. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
How come I feel like there's something else? Okay, well, we'll talk about it maybe offline.
Oh, there is something else.
Was there something, what, oh, well,
But I
first of
didn't
all-
talk, I didn't talk.
First of all, I want everyone to know that I went to the doctor's this past week, and we were chatting about how's everything going, and I was telling him about the takings at the airport. And he told me that there's a great movie, and you all have to watch it, because I watched it this week with my wife. It's corny, I want to be very clear, but it's called Castle. And it's about an airport conducting eminent domain takings of people's property in Australia. And it is, if you have a dry sense of humor, you're really going to enjoy it. So I want to say that.
Castle.
Well, thanks for that plug.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
And there was there one other thing?
Is it a comedy?
Yes, yes, may I, Chair, Mr. Chair, may I talk?
Yes.
Thank you. The crew car. The crew car. Yes, remember we were going to get a car donated from a gentleman in
Yeah.
Vermont? Well, he gave it to an airport in Vermont. So in discussions with the mayor said, well, he said, I think I can get one for you. So he's actually got a crew car for us from Mart, I believe it is. And we're getting it tomorrow. But do we need, what we'd like to do is, we're obviously going to take insurance out on it, but anybody that uses the crew car that flies into the airport, we would like a legal document that says if you want to loan the crew car, it must be put onto your own insurance, which most insurance companies will do. So does it have to be
Can you
legal
refresh
or?
me? Did you inquire with our insurance company?
I haven't done.
I think on the last
You or
car,
I did, is my memory, and I have
Right.
to look that, I'll have to look that.
Oh, you
up.
mean to talk to
Just to
AIG?
confirm what insurable risks that we've incurred and whether or not they are insured. or whether or
I
not-
did speak to AIG, thank you for reminding me, and they said, Peter, it's no problem, it's on your insurance already.
Okay, so we have that coverage and we have something from them in
Yes.
writing on a determination.
Yes, but I'd still like to get their insurance to cover it if they're driving the car.
Okay. Okay. All
Is
right.
that a legal document, or can I just draft something and get them to sign it?
My first inclination is to try to look at what other rental agencies do
Right,
and see if there's language that we should just adopt.
okay,
from
thank
them.
you. I'll do that.
So I'm going to take, if you have an opportunity even to look at a standard agreement from Enterprise or some of the larger, just to see, and even if you can just get that to me, I can weed through the fine print
All
and
right.
see if there's some language in there.
I will do that, thank you.
Okay. All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you, sir.
you're welcome. Thank you. That concludes tonight's meeting. Next regular meeting, September 22nd, 2021, at 6 PM at the Legislative Building here on Main Street. Regular meeting adjourned at?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, what time is it?
Yes. What time is it?
6:50.
Second.
I think we broke a record, didn't we?
No, the last meeting we concluded at 6:49, and this is 6:50.
Yeah, you guys marathoned a meeting that boxed me out.
Well, that was because
I took
Richie
that
was
to-
late today.
I went home and cried, you know. You guys shut me down. It's okay.
Right.